The Hate U Give is directed by George Tillman Jr. and stars Amanda Sternberg, Russell Hornsby, and Regina Hall, and is about Star Carter, the daughter of an ex-gangbanger Maverick, and her trying to balance her life in a hood neighborhood with her life in a good high school where she has to tone down the street slang so as not to give away that she's from that sort of neighborhood. But unfortunately, her worlds collide when her childhood friend Khalil is shot and killed by a white police officer as he gives her a lift home. I saw this at a secret unlimited screening, which was really strange, as usually we are told what film we are going to be seeing. And going into this, everyone was thinking either First Man or Bad Times at the El Royale. So when this popped up, it was surprising, but I can't complain too much as I was going to see this film anyway. I really like the perspective of this film. It seems that cops killing black people has become a consistent choice of theme with films about racial divide over the last few years. And most of the time it usually involves adults being defiant against the police. So to see it from a young high school girl's eyes trying to separate her environment from her school life was really interesting. The film gives some powerful imagery, and the layers of this go to show this story from several different angles. I particularly like the way they approach the Black Lives Matter hashtag, especially when it comes to people jumping on the bandwagon of a movement. Also have an interesting moment where Star is talking with her uncle, who is also a cop, and her uncle gives an insight into the police officer's mind in those scenarios. I found it to be an interesting dialogue exchange, and to see all the confusion coming from this young adolescent was an interesting perspective. Also, the dynamic in Star's family is great. I love it when this family is on screen together, and with their bond comes some of the strongest moments in the film. As for Star's school life, I love the relationship between her and this boy named Chris. When everything is going crazy around her, Chris is an absolute saint with her, beating away any insults aimed at him, and his reassuring nature to the Star made this an adorable relationship. I also did learn something in regards to thug life. I never knew it was an abbreviation on the Tupac phrase, and it does hit the nail on the head in terms of the cycles. However, there are a number of elements not done well, with a big one being tone. I lost count of the amount of times we go from a serious moment to a humorous moment, then switching straight back to a serious moment. One of Star's friends in particular goes through one hell of a jarring change, which would be fine if their dialogue wasn't so damn blatant. Maybe there are real people out there that are like that, but in this film's context, this character almost felt cartoony. The film does get Oscar baity at times, with every good scene being marred with an equally on-the-nose bit of blatant social commentary, that when compared to other films with a similar theme, doesn't quite meet the brilliant standards we expect. There will be some people out there that will label this as a negative hate propaganda against the police, which I personally don't think it is, but I can see how some people will take it that way. What I see is a story of the young girl trying to play it straight and make progress in her life to break the cycle, becoming increasingly broken down by the realities around her. But this film does try too hard at times to garner a reaction, especially with the ending. I won't spoil it, but it does have a very fairy tale feel to it. The film does, however, come with some solid performances. Amanda Sternberg is a hell of a lot better than she is in Darkest Minds, and is able to carry the film well enough, but still needs to bring more to her emotion game. Weird to see that Rue has all grown up, starting revolutions and fighting the system. Her performance, however, is overshadowed by that of Russell Hornsby, who plays her dad Maverick. Such a solid performance by him, with his highlight coming during a test sequence with the kids on the front yard. Even his comedic chops bring the best out of the humorous scenes, and I really enjoyed him within the film. Regina Hall plays the mother, and while this character has been done to death, the way Regina plays it is original and well done. Also, rapper Common, who plays the cop Carlos, has minimal screen time, but when he's there, we get some of the best dialogue exchanges throughout the film. Finally, another standout is KJ Apa. He is great as the boyfriend Chris. You first meet the character and you assume he is going to be gone throughout the movie, but he is a rock for Star and is always there to show that not all Caucasians see everything as black and white. The way he performs it is solid, and I really enjoy the relationship between the two. Overall, The Hate U Give hands out some harsh dialogue and brings some powerful moments, but the tonal mix and fairy tale resolutions really knock this film back. It was definitely an ambitious ride, as it's effectively an adolescent movie taking a different theme and tone to the usual standards, and it works only half the time. I think the 12A rating it had over here really pushed that rating to the limits, which is good as they clearly want to educate a younger audience about these themes, but I would be lying if I said it never felt preachy. With that being said, this film is enjoyable, but as a cup of tea, it needs more sugar. Now, before I sign off, I just want to say thank you to the people that still stuck around. I passed 1,000 views on this channel recently, so I really appreciate that. When I started this, I didn't expect to get anywhere near 1,000 views by this point, even though it's been 10 months. I thought it might take me about a year and a half to get there, so progress is progress, and yeah, just thank you very much, guys. It really means a lot. But The Hate U Give, have you all seen it? If you have, let me know what you thought down in the comments below. Hit the round subscribe button for more reviews coming all the time. This is That Spike Hair Podcast, signing it off.